architects are a relevant actor in today's world?
Should I start? I think one of the important part of architecture today is about public space, or if you're talking about a house, the space between two houses becomes something that doesn't belong to one house or to the other, but becomes public space to be shared. So I think on this respect, architects are very necessary. That's true that during the recent years, architects have been focused on cosmetic approach of architecture, designing shells and bodies for buildings. And I think it's a very risky way because we are not necessary for this. I mean, someone designing a car can design a building. But if you talk about the space between and the idea of collective space, then we need architects.
Yes, I would answer there is two kind of architects in a way. There is the one you're talking about the house, and the fact that I think the architects are necessary even if for a small house. It's not about budget, but it's about expertise. I mean, the fact that we have an expertise, even if you consider it's a small one, it exists and it matters. And there is another aspect of the fact of being an architect is a vision. And I talked before about creativity, and I mean architects are people who are between creativity and vision for society. And this matters a lot as well. And so this is why maybe we can say there are two kinds of architects: the experts, who has expertise, who knows exactly where to put the kitchen, how to design the kitchen, for the kitchen to be the best one. And I have a lot of respect for that. And there are other architects who have vision. Sometimes the vision is wrong, from my point of view, but at least there is a vision. And I think this is very, very important as well. So I would answer that.
Another question is, how is your personal process of connecting with the user of the project that you are designing, and how do you manage to understand what they really need beyond the preconceived ideas that all the architects have?
I begin this time?
Yes, please start.
I would say this is actually the answer. Your question is refers to the creation of the Central City Studio, which is an office with actually not an office that actually built buildings, but it is we do all around it. I mean, I will try to be more precise. The thing is, when you imagine a building, we face the fact that this building is not going to be ours anymore when we're going to deliver it, and it's going to be other people's building. And this is very easy and simple in fact, but if you forget that, then you forget. All the conception, and then the realization, the execution, the site going on, etc. If you focus on this issue, then you stick to a kind of vision where you won't do any mistake. I mean, for the people who are going to live inside the building. Then there is another aspect of it: is the aesthetic, is the vision, is the shape, is all around it. And if you are true with yourself, if you work a lot, I mean, sometimes we don't talk about that. I mean, architects is a job where you work a lot, but you need to work a lot. I mean, people need you to work a lot, to face all the problems, to solve all the problems, to have an answer for that. So if you work a lot, and then if you figure yourself inside your building and feeling and experiencing your building, and this is why we are very happy to work with Philippe as a philosopher for that, you can't really miss your goal, in a way.
And just to add also, because when we are designing actual building, when with Pauline on the architectural side, we design and build together the French International School in Beijing. In fact, designing such a big building, it takes some time. So the way we design it, it's a sort of open-minded. It's not participative in the way that everyone is saying, do that, etc. But just because of the time, and we have been so many times in Beijing to see the site, to meet the the client, to meet the teachers, to be in the old school meeting also the children, etc. But finally, at the very beginning, because we won a competition, so we had a design. But I think that finally, after it took at least 3 or 4 years, because it was just to design, then 2 years to be built, finally the project is still the same. I mean, if you see a competition in Mage and the actual building, you say, okay, it's the same. But we know that it has been informed and it has been changed on small decision, on materiality, on the work we do, on the signage, etc. Really, with these encounters, and it's our way to have people be taken on board of the design.
Nice. I think it's okay.
Okay.
Great.
That's
Thank you.
it.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, guys.